Welcome back. In the last video, I left off at Mathena Falls. And if you haven't seen that, go check it out, as we had an epic journey from the Bay of Fires through Avenue River Forest Reserve to Mathena Falls. But today, as you might see, we are back at the beach. Only a quick stop today, as I'm not allowed to stay here, but I feel like it would be a waste if I didn't just stop here and show you guys this awesome view. This is Sandpiper Beach. Now I am on the west side of Sandpiper Beach because on the maps it does say that there are two and there is a body of water in between them and you cannot cross that. There is a small campground just around the corner, but it can only host one, maybe two people, and those spots are currently taken. So I'm just on the beach for a quick visit and then I'll have to go find somewhere else to stay. Well, we are now at Swan Reach boat ramp. It's pretty busy out there. A dozen or so caravans and cars here. There's not much to see. It really is just kind of a car park with a boat ramp. But I might show you as I head out in the morning. Tonight, just going to catch up on some editing and move again tomorrow. Alright, good morning. So I've come up with a plan for today and we're going to head down towards Port Arthur. Stay there, don't you jump. So today's going to be a bit of a busy day, but it should be good. It's meant to be a beautiful day. Someone wants to get down. Let's go. So we are now inside of a national park, which means Freya here can't join me. And I am just going to quickly try and run in, get some footage and run back out. A lot of our driving today will be through a national park. So we're going to try and drive through it as quick as we can and get to a beach on the other side so she can have a play for a bit. This poor girl is so tired, she's falling asleep sitting up. So today we've seen about all that we could see around that southern point where Port Arthur is. By having Freya, it made it very limited to what we could see. After we've seen all that we could, I tried to find a camp just using Google Maps and with satellite view, seeing if I could see any tracks to take me to a beach where there isn't a camp on Wikicamps. But sadly, everywhere I went just had private property gates, so I couldn't actually get all the way to the beach. I spent a good 2 or 3 hours driving around to different parts of the coast, and every single one of them was just cut off by a private gate. So I did have to backtrack, and now we are at Marion Bay Lookout. And the campground itself, not that great, but the view it has is awesome. So just like today, tomorrow's going to have a fair bit of driving. We did about 250 k's today, and considering we're probably only half an hour from where we started, that's a lot. But anyway, check out this view. We actually forgot to pack Freya's toys, so I thought while here getting Freya some food, we'll get her a new toy as well. Also, there wasn't much selection of food. Take it. Take the toy. Get in. Come on. Take it. Yeah. So we are now in Hobart. Bit of a shame it's so cloudy. It'd probably be a much nicer view if it was a clear day, but oh well. We're going to go for a quick drive through town, just have a look and keep on passing through, because our campsite is still another hour or so past Hobart, since there's nowhere to stay around here. Let's continue on. All right guys, we've just pulled up at Gillam's Beach. Now I was planning on staying here for a couple of days because it's currently Thursday. So I got in here nice and early before people started coming in for the weekend. But I've had an issue, which means I'm probably gonna have to leave tomorrow to try and get it fixed. Sadly, that means I'm now gonna be trying to find a campsite on the weekend because there is no point coming back down here. I'm gonna have to go back through Hobart, get the car fixed, and I'll start heading up north along the west coast. Now, it's not a big issue, but as you can see here, my exhaust hangers are broken and my exhaust wants to move around a lot. So I've put some cable ties up under there for now. They're probably not going to last long and we'll end up getting melted off. All right, so the exhaust is fixed. I managed to find someone in Port Hugh and they let me use their welder and just quickly fix it up. I did speak to at least half a dozen places to try and find someone to do it, and no one was willing to do it. but this guy helped me out. So now we're at Pulpit Rock Lookout. I don't think there is any point going back to where I came from this morning, as it's an hour drive there just to stay there for another night, maybe two. So I decided to continue on. I'm not really sure where we're going. There's a lake somewhere that way. That's where I'm going. All right, we are at Lake Repulse. Now, it was a bit of a rough track getting in here. All the other spots I went to were covered in glass. It was a joke, really. This spot, there's a little bit around, but for the most part, it's sand and it is right next to the water. So it's about as good as you're gonna get, really. Been a bit of a weird day, this one. It's kind of just been raining all day, but like, it's not enough to do anything. I don't know how well you can see, but up on the hills up there, you could just see the rain. So it's kind of just been drizzling all day long. So we're going to try and get this fire to burn down into some coals, because I want to do a bit of cooking tonight. I've got some stuff that I need to cook before it goes bad. So we're just going to kind of make a few meals. But I don't have a gas cooker. I've only got an induction cooker, and I've been using quite a bit of power to charge a lot of camera gear and whatnot the last day or two. So I don't have much power left, which means we've got to try and do it on the fire tonight. nice off camber. As long as we don't end up in this hole, we're fine. But it's pretty well off camber. That's, yeah. And that is a massive hole. That hole is massive. It's probably about as tall as me. That's pretty off camber. It doesn't look that bad on camera, but that's a bit of an angle. All right, that was terrifying. We're not going this way. We'll take a pass on that. That was close. It felt way too close in the car, so doesn't look like much on camera, but that is a hell of an angle and a big hole to fall in. I just ran. I came down here, placed the camera, ran 100 meters back up this hill, and then went, I didn't press record. So I had to come back again. Yeah, go back up. So now we're on the track that I actually used to get into this forest. It's rougher and slower going because that part where I nearly fell into that ditch was actually meant to be like the main road. But I'd say there's another one since that one was very washed out. So I've pulled up at Brady's Lake. I did go to get some firewood before pulling up here, but the chainsaw battery was flat. So I came back to charge it. And now I don't even think I'm going to bother with firewood. The wind was coming behind the car, so I was using the car as a windbreak, but it's now spun around and coming straight into me head on. By about 8 o'clock, it's going to be 6 degrees. So I don't even think I'm going to bother with a fire. I think I'll just be in bed by 8 o'clock anyway. All right, so while I was still setting it up, it's just started to rain. So we're going to jump in the tent, maybe a bit sooner than we had planned, and stay out of this rain. Now I thought I must say, the camera does not do the roads in Tasmania justice. It's very hard to show the hills and stuff here because with my camera, it's that being an action camera, it's a very wide lens, so it doesn't really show how good some of these hills are and how good some of the scenery actually is. Well, how good a lot of the scenery actually is. And I just thought about saying that then because I just had half a dozen or so motorbikes go ripping on past the main road, which is still probably about, I don't know, 600-700 meters away. And I've seen quite a lot of motorbikes while traveling around here, and they must be just having the time of their life. There's a really nice mountain that you got to go down into a valley where there's a hydro power station and then back up the other side, just up the road. And a road like that where it's windy and pretty steep would just be so much fun. But there's not much point in recording it because when you're doing 60 k an hour in a Land Cruiser, it just kind of looks like a normal road. But yeah. So the sun came out again. Thought we'd go for a bit of a walk, have a look around. Not that there's much to look at. Come on. Go for a swim. So I'm going to use Freya to break up these sticks for me for the fire. Yeah. Break it. Break it. Thanks. Thanks. No, I don't need you to break it again. No. No, that's too small. So I decided to use the sticks that I found next to camp to make a fire. Because while that sun's out, it's really nice, but when it's gone, it's kind of cold. So I'm just going to sit here next to this little fire that I'm making. Got a coffee. And we'll just relax here for the afternoon and take in this view. Alright, good morning. So, it's pretty cold this morning. It's like between 1 and 3 degrees. My hands are freezing. I'm trying to pack up and I'm going to make a coffee. Then we'll get on the road. The plan today is to get to Strachan because these people that camped next to me last night said they came down from Stanley. And the Tas Alert website says those roads are closed. So if they came down that way, then it must be starting to open up. So I'm going to head towards Strachan and just maybe start asking some locals where I'm able to go because they're going to know. All right, let's go. This camera definitely ain't doing this kind of thing justice, but check out these mountains. Like, this is just a stunning drive. Over there's more. I'm trying to spot a place that I can pull up and just get some photos. But so far there hasn't been anything. So we'll see how we go. So of course I pull over back around the corner thinking I wasn't going to get much photo opportunity. And then 200 meters up the road, there's a pullover bay. How good's that? So we're up on like the central plateau now, and there's just these mountains everywhere. There's mountains there, there's mountains there, there's mountains there, there's mountains on the other side of this hill, they're over there. Like, just everywhere there's somewhere I want to get a photo, but it's kind of impossible to get them. So we're going to grab some here and keep going. Hey Freya, there's this nice valley here with mountains at the end that I really wanted a shot of, but my drone's been playing up. It keeps I'll take off and I'll fly out for 30 seconds and then the gimbal will just start vibrating and freaking out, and it means I can't get a shot at all. It's just all blurry and crap. So I've flown it out and back half a dozen times. I've been here for like 20 minutes trying to fix it. So if I've been here for so long trying to get it working just to get this shot, I don't know. I started going too quick, started hurrying, not paying too much attention, and I flew it straight into a tree. So now it's definitely broken. So no more drone. It is a real shame that we lost the drone today because this is probably one of the best spots that I could have had it in all of Tassie, out of all the places I've been. Just these mountains, and I could have spent so long flying around here getting shots. But it is what it is. I'll try and get it fixed when we get back to Melbourne. So we're now at Macquarie Heads. We're going to head down the beach for a little bit. Freya can have a play. Might make some lunch. And then we'll go explore, try and find somewhere to camp. I'm currently struggling to decide what to do at the moment. We've been parked up here for a little bit, and now I'm deciding if I just go to a closer campsite for the night, or do I try and drive up the beach to Trail Harbour? Because I can drive this whole beach, but doing some reading, there's some quicksand at some of the river crossings. And so I'm not sure if it's a smart idea to try and do that by myself. I think that if we were to do this beach, we would have to do it at a low tide. And I did check tides, and right now it's pretty much peak tide. So I think we'll have to give it a miss. We've just arrived at Henty Dunes. I thought we'd pull in here and have a look. See what it's all about. Try and go for a drive. So these tracks have come to an end. There's a little snake down there. Look at that little fella. Under the car, look at that. Look at that little guy. I don't know what that is, but it's small, and hopefully there's not a bigger one around. Please no. This is the Hentley River or whatever it is. This is the river that you have to cross. Apparently there's quicksand around here. Obviously I'm not crossing here. I'm going to be trying to turn around and go back the way I came. But somewhere over there is where you cross. That's the ocean just over there. We're going to try and turn around and go back, I guess, because this is the end of this track. So I was thinking about pulling up here for the night, but I don't know if I don't think I can be bothered dealing with the wind. It's not that bad, but after a while, it'll kind of get annoying. So, I won't bugger it. We're staying on this hill. It hasn't been too bad, really, but we're going to get a nice sunset over there this afternoon. There's been a few helicopters flying over. That must be, I don't know if those fires are still going, or if, I assume they are because the roads are still closed. So, I've had 3 firefighting helicopters fly probably only 100 meters up from the beach, right? Like 100 meters high. And then a couple smaller helicopters. One, I reckon, wouldn't have even been 50 meters from the beach. He was low. So I've had 3 big helis and a couple little ones fly on past. They must just be going back for the night or something. So next I plan on heading towards, I think you pronounce it Zeehan or Trail Harbour, to ask some locals and see where I can and can't go. I want to go look at Montezuma Falls, but the walking track is closed and I don't know about the driving track. I can't find any info on the full drive track to get in there. From what I know, Climbing's track is closed, but I'm gonna go in the town and ask some locals and see what they say. But that is for the next video, whether I make it to those tracks or not. That'll be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.